Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and do you remember this clip with Matt Hogan from Bitwise?
I want to hit on the point of the news this week, of course, just yesterday, I believe it was, you guys going into officially filing for an XRP ETF, more around just the topic of why XRP as the next ETF, because many people are looking at all kinds of different assets, especially in the digital sphere. Why XRP?
Yeah, absolutely. Again, can't talk to the specific filing, but can talk to XRP in general. First, I think you've probably heard me say this, we're in the ETF era of crypto. So I think there are going to be ETFs on a wide variety of ETPs. XRP specifically, it has a very vibrant community. It's been around for many years and sustained that community. It has a novel consensus approach that's been working at low inflation rates, and it has interesting and evolving use cases. My general view on crypto, I'm an index investor at heart, right? I come from the sort of index investing side. My general view is we are still in the early stages of crypto, and no one knows exactly how it will play out. And so we want to offer investors access to a wide variety of assets. XRP is one with a strong community and a strong track record and a strong history. There are people with positive views. There are people with negative views. We understand that, but just if we can structure a low-cost, secure way to access that, we think that's an improvement for the market.
Well, and you look at just the news that has been going on with Ripple and XRP beyond the SEC, scenario. Really, what they've done from a technology standpoint, but also from a strategy standpoint, a lot of things happening right now. So that's a big kudo for them.
I think that's right. And I think people overlook that. They forget that these established platforms have very smart business development people that are working every day to find new applications. And whether you're talking about, rolling out stablecoins in partnership with leading financial firms, there is a lot to point to on the business development side in terms of what's going on in the XRP or Ripple community. And I think maybe it doesn't get fully reported. So we're excited about that.
Yeah. Well, we report on it quite a bit. There has been just a slew of news coming out prior to the Swell event. I imagine there will be a lot of announcements next week, I think it is, when XRP and Ripple are here in Miami talking about the next step for them, including stablecoins, all sorts of things that are happening. I was looking at...
Okay, so anyway, I wanted to remind you of that because guess who's coming to XRP Las Vegas? That would be Matt Hogan. He's a new guy that's been added on here. That he's, I think so far there's two guys who have applied for XRP ETFs that are coming to XRP Las Vegas. He's also, Keith Grossman is the guy that told the story about Brad Garlinghouse and Mike Novogratz helping MoonPay out over the, I think that's the same guy that told that story. And he's coming as well. Then the co-founder of Axelar, Georgios Vlachos, I guess is how you say that. I'm sure it's not. I'm sure I butchered that. And then there's the two guys from EZA. But anyway, this guy and this guy are just two of the additions here in the last 24 hours, I think. Go to xrplasvegas.com. You can still get discounted tickets, and there's going to be and there's discounted MGM grand rooms. And then reminder, XRP Las Vegas is for 2 days, like Friday and Saturday, and the 3 days before that is Bitcoin Las Vegas. So if you're wanting to come to that, come to both. All right, the market it was down a little bit today, but it's really kind of flat. Not a lot going on. XRP's at 240. It came down a little bit because of the inflation data that came out. The inflation had gone up or something. Look at this. This is from Bitcoin News. NASDAQ is going all in on XRP. The exchange just filed with the SEC to list Coinshares XRP ETF, arguing XRP's massive liquidity and decentralization nature make it hard to manipulate, even less with Bitcoin and Ethereum. The ETF would let investors gain exposure to XRP, holding it directly. It'll track XRP prices with secure third-party custody and daily NAV calculations. NASDAQ says the XRP market is too deep and widespread from price manipulation, comparing it to already approved Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs with institutional demand growing. Could this be XRP's moment? If the SEC approves XRP, could become the next big ETF success story. Is XRP about to shock the world with an ETF of its own? I believe shock the world is exactly what XRP is about to do, folks. This is James Seifert. He's the ETF guy with Bloomberg. As expected, SEC is acknowledging more Solana filings. The important ones will be if they acknowledge XRP and Doge filings. And these are, a lot of people are expecting them to acknowledge the XRP filing tomorrow. We'll see. Here's some other clips from the golden age of digital assets hearings yesterday.
Firms to come in and register, whatever that meant exactly. They provided very little direction or a way for that to actually happen. Instead, it seemed that firms received was a threat of enforcement for doing so. Is it fair to say that the SEC has thus far not produced desirable or discernible standards for digital asset ecosystem that facilitate consistent application of the rules? Mr. Yahim, Mr. Garrison.
Congressman, thank you for the question. That's absolutely true. There's just been a complete lack of policy making, and it's been a regulation by enforcement regime using a decades-old jurisdictional test to try to shoehorn the diverse set of digital assets in the market into the securities laws.
And let's.
All right. And then we had this one. There's Byron Donalds. He's one of my favorites.
Mr. Yahim, quick question for you. This kind of doubles back to the U.S. financial system's dominance. What's your view in terms of stable coins really being an additive towards not just U.S. market dominance, but also U.S. dollar dominance on the world stage?
Yeah, thank you for the question, Congressman. There's a wide variety of use cases that have been proven out, some that have not yet been proven out. It's very clear that stable coins are going to improve efficiency in cross-border remittance. And I think we've heard that from the panel today. It's going to be really important that the U.S. leads in terms of putting rules in place. Other jurisdictions have done this, not just for stable coins, but for centralized markets. They go hand in hand. If you look at the top 4% of assets on our platform, it represents over 60% of the volume, right? And 2 of those are stable coins. If you look at the top 10%, right, that represents almost 80 to 90%. So again, let's focus on passing rules for, the most important pieces of them.
All right. And then here is David Schwartz in a little clip.
I think if someone can't explain something in 60 seconds, they probably don't understand it. I'm David Schwartz, and this is Crypto in a Minute. Tokenization can improve efficiency by eliminating some of the problems with asset transfer and ownership. If you've ever bought a house, you know that it's very complicated to determine who owns a house. There's a lot of paperwork involved with the sale, recording the sale. There's a risk of fraud in the delivery of the payment and, of course, in being able to prove ownership of the asset. Tokenization can eliminate all those problems by using digital distributed ledgers to track the ownership of assets. That also simplifies things like if you want to borrow against an asset, use the asset for collateral, the person who's providing you the loan can more easily determine that you own the asset, and they can make sure that you aren't borrowing from a number of different lenders. Boom.
There it is. 60 seconds. Tokenized debt, real estate, treasuries, all on the XRP Ledger. Key use cases for real-world asset tokenization. There you have it. This is going to be a game changer, and that was from a Ripple tweet. Trump's World Liberty Financial announces its strategic token reserve called MacroStrategy with the aim to bolster leading projects such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other cryptos. Since it's Cointelegraph, of course, they do the typical, which is to the narrative, keep that going, highlight Bitcoin and Ethereum. Look at EGRAG Crypto, XRP 8-hour time frame analysis. Here's the bullish stuff. Closing above 260, closing above 285 is super bullish. Closing above 311, we're heading towards all-time highs and potentially setting new ones. We like the sound of that on here. Look at this. This is a clip from a few months ago about gold revaluation. This is what I think's coming.
or so, the US dollar loses its reserve currency status. We see the BRICS nations start to transact maybe with a gold-backed currency, commodities-backed currency, or we see gold in some form or another reintroduced into the global monetary system. Does that mean at the moment gold is still quite undervalued relative to what the potential price that it could be as we look forward into the future?
Yeah, the price of gold always follows the amount of, liquidity in the system, the amount of money in circulation, the amount of debt. Based on this ratio, gold could go much higher. And in a official, more formal gold revaluation plan where gold is being reintroduced into the system, you could expect gold being revalued even north of $10,000 pounds. I think currently we're in a revaluation process where market forces bring the gold price up. Today we're reaching 2,400 again. I wouldn't be surprised to see $3,000 gold within the next 12 months. Even Citigroup has published their prediction towards that target, I think earlier this week. And silver is especially of interest because silver is still trading almost 50% below its 1980 and 2011 top of $50. So there's so much catching up to do for silver. And we run the Commodity Discovery Fund, and we are adding to our silver positions quite massively in the last few weeks because we see many indicators that silver could have a big run. And if you look at the volume indicators, the volume of trading in the SIL and SILJ, you see a very strong jump in the volume, even much more than in the GDX.
Well, let's touch on silver then.
It's about hit 3,000, by the way. Very close. I believe Dave Portnoy from Barstool Sports. I've always thought this guy was really smart, but I think he did a really dumb thing in issuing this meme coin.
Bro's like, bro tanked it. What did I possibly... This is why I don't like it. What could I possibly tank? I've been the most... That's why I get mad at the trenches. You guys are just buying and selling news instead of being fucking holders. If you're an actual believer in jail stool, I am saying the most positive shit you could possibly say. It did tank. This is crazy. I'm sitting here saying I will never turn my back on jail stool. $100,000 for jail stool commercial. Fuck it. Next time I'm on fucking Varney on Fox, which I'm on all the time, I'll say fucking jail stool. Like, you fucking idiots. You want me to abandon. I won't let you win. The people who are selling, I won't.
The problem is when you jump in all that stuff, it's just a freaking nightmare. the traders and all that, just fooling with all that, and everything's being bought and sold. A meme coin is nothing but a Ponzi scheme in the end, folks. He's telling you that. He's being honest with you about it. Look at this. Some Ethereum developers are pushing for a new type of layer 2 that they say could sidestep some of the tech's biggest security and fragmentation issues. Remember this tweet I put out I said, true story. In a recent Spaces, Matt Hamilton, who has worked with Ethereum developers, said the reason there are so many developers on Ethereum is there's so many problems to fix. But the XRP Ledger just works, and he's no dummy. And I put up here, Bill Hinman bet on the wrong horse. Now, I wanted you to see this clip. Chris Giancarlo was on with Thinking Crypto. He's talking about how it's going to be very, very exciting times.
We were classmates together at Vanderbilt Law School, known each other a long time. He is going to be a great SEC chairman. I think when we're going to look back and recognize him as one of the greats. He's somebody that grew up in the system. He was a commissioner there. He's influenced so many people, from Hester Peirce to Mark Ueda. He is going to bring the SEC back to its roots of capital formation. I think we're going to see a lot more IPO activity. I think we're going to see a much more fair SEC calling balls and strikes, not putting their own personal preferences between who can proceed. And with the SEC as a driving force, and don't forget my former agency, the CFTC, is one of the most innovative agencies in the whole alphabet soup of Washington. I think it's a very exciting time. And a hat tip to Caroline Pham. She is moving at lightning speed to undo some of the worst excesses, as is Hester and Mark Ueda at the SEC. So, if you're in U.S. capital markets right now, it's a very, very exciting time.
Okay, in DAIXRP.com, we're going to talk about the dirty little secret. See, what's always fascinated me about crypto is the things that people who actually know just won't say. And then I'm going to show you what that dirty little secret is. Then I'm going to tell you the story of two different conversations I had with a major crypto figure. One of them was, well, I won't say where they were, but I had two conversations, and in both cases, I asked the same question: what's the dirty little secret here? How come you can say this, and this, but you can't say this, and they never will? And that, to me, tells you everything you need to know. And then I'll go into all that. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family. Let's talk about dirty little secrets and what I have talked about and challenged to someone very high up in the whole crypto sphere. Here we go.